Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm in the outdoors, I'm currently on a little walk, and I've come across a bit of inspiration for a video idea. It's me effectively responding to your guys' comments on my latest video where I put into context Rochdale's season so far, granted our recent poor form. A lot of people seemed to enjoy it. They liked my points I had to give, they thought I was fair. And like I say, I think a lot of level-headed people came across that video, not just Rochdale fans, but fans of other clubs, including York. I think they came along, they seemed to enjoy it, they thought I was fair, they thought I was accurate, and that's always nice to know. But at the same time, a lot of other people had their own opinions, and I want to react to them, respond to them. Yes, I have replied to them in the comments already, but I want to go in a bit more detail and basically go from there. So yeah, if you guys like this sort of stuff, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you don't miss future videos such as this one and the last 3 games of the National League campaign. At home to Wellstone on Saturday, away at Braintree on the penultimate game, and then finally York at home on the 25th of April at 12:30. Hopefully we can take them all the way. We'll just find out, and let's see what time goes for everybody. So yeah. So guys, I'll put the comment around the screen somewhere so that you guys can see as I'm reacting and responding to it. This first one is from an older fan who has had a lot of years with this football club, and he basically touches on how we younger fans, even around my age, don't fully understand the history of the club, and basically what they're saying is that this is nothing new for them. You know, this is something that always seems to happen where Rochdale at the business end of the season can't get the job done. And he also goes on to point out that he would never think about booing the team, he would always stay to clap them off, and any sort of remarks that were made in the game were towards the officials or even the opposing team. Fully agree. I fully agree and understand, but I believe this is just the modern fan. A lot of people don't tend to go into the history that much. They'll just see what you've won, and that is that. Because we weren't around to experience, you know, Rochdale slumps 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. We weren't around to see it, and with today's generations especially, I don't think they especially care about that. It's all, for now, what I see, it's always about the here and now, and it's always like, what can you do for me now, now. Forget the past is gone. It's all about what's now. And that's where I think the frustration comes from these older fans, is that all this expectation gets put on to the club, but they have seen this basically a million times. And when it comes to clapping off, you know, never booing the team, I also fully get behind this. You know, I said it before, if you're hurling abuse towards the manager, the team after this season, what they've done, yes, we can't lie. Performances, as it states in this comment, have been poor. We've been goal shy, we've been slow. It looks like we're very one-dimensional and we've been a bit figured out. That's criticism. But to those that hurl abuse at the manager and the players, some even go as far to say, Jim McNulty out. I just can't, I can't take your opinion seriously if you actually believe what you're saying there. It just has to be pure frustration, because after the season that we've had, we might end up finishing second. I hope we win the league. I still believe we can win the league, 3 games, 3 wins. But if we do finish second, we'll probably have over 100 points to show for it, and a semi-final in the playoffs. Like, this is going to go down as Rochdale's probably best ever team. You know, yes, they might. There is a world in which we stay in the National League. There is a world, but this has to go down as the best team Rochdale's ever had. We just happen to run into another team that is also great. And to be honest, I'm extremely proud of them, as everybody should be. You should be cheering them on, you should be supporting them through thick and thin, and this is definitely the thick end of things. It's not been going well. Results have been poor, but hurling abuse is just not going to do anyone good. If anything, it's just going to heap more pressure onto them, and you're going to be a part of the reason why we fail, because the amount of energy and how hard these guys have worked to get to this point. If we would have said at the start of the season we would be second place, and if we win our last 3 games of the season on 100 points, we would win the league, you would take it like that. So yeah, I fully agree with this person's comment. I respect it. I love it when older fans that have seen Rochdale over many years come by and talk about it. It's brilliant, and yeah, fully agree with it. Next comment is from a fella that I've actually met at the game along with a family member of his, and it was amazing to meet him in person. It's Marcelo. He basically said that the draws killed our momentum for this season. Nevertheless, the abuse that, once again I'm going to touch on, the abuse that have been put on these players and the manager recently from some people is just outright disgusting. It just is. And as well, on top of that, he also repeats the rhetoric that I've been saying: 3 games, 3 wins, and beat York at the end of the season, and we've won the league. This, again, fully agree. I completely agree, 100%. No on the fence about this. The draws did kill our momentum. I've said this before. Games such as Yeovil away 1-1, where we couldn't score against 10 men for about 30 to 40 minutes, I can't remember exactly, but it was quite a substantial period of the match. We couldn't get the job done. Scunthorpe at home and away drew both in 2 games that were extremely winnable at the time. Couldn't get it done. Hartlepool most recently 0-0. Again, a missed opportunity. It's not a draw, but Southend, this was our original game in hand away, and we lost 3-2 and got completely outplayed and deserved to get beat. Another game that completely derailed our momentum. And then the infamous Halifax 2-0 bottle job, where we basically conceded twice at the end of the game, and that was another one. So that's 5 games off the top of my head that have completely, I agree, they have derailed our season. I remember we had 1 draw. It was away at Woking. It was 0-0, and then we didn't actually get another draw. I don't think it was a long time before we got our 2nd draw of the season, and that was the reason we were on top of the league, is because we weren't drawing games. We were winning more football matches than York, and that's why we were on top. That's why we were sometimes level with 2 games in hand. That's why sometimes we were 2 points clear with 2 games in hand for a long period of the season. So I do fully agree. Draws have derailed our season, and let's not forget, guys, in my opinion, we were fortunate to beat Sutton away. As great as the moment was, we were very fortunate. We were fortunate against Brackley at home, where we won 3-2. We were fortunate against Boston because that game looked like it had 0-0 written all over it, and we won that 1-0. You know, we have ridden our luck to quite an extent, in my opinion, so I still think we're actually quite fortunate to be in a title race, if I'm being honest. Fully agree with this point. Again, I agree with the point of the abuse, and I also agree with the final comment that he makes. 3 games, 3 wins, win the league. This guy says, are you going to Saturday's game? Yes, simple answer. I am going to the final 3 games of the season. Wellstone at home, Braintree away, and then York on the final game of the season. I was lucky enough to get a ticket. I imagine if it didn't go to the final game, though, a lot of them tickets that got our ground sold out, they're going to get resold. Like, believe me, a lot of people that haven't been to a lot of the games this season will just sell their ticket. But yeah, I'm going to side his game. Simple. Esteban says it was a good reaction, so first of all, thank you for that. But he also says, basically on the lines of, it's very hard to be positive in moments like this, especially in rough periods where your form just clearly isn't there and you have fallen behind and you have become second favourites in a title race. When you're battling toe-to-toe with another great team and you're going through the shit and the other team's on a high, it's incredibly hard to be positive. This is why I understand fans' frustrations. I understand the criticism of the football we're currently playing, like how we were leaking goals for an extremely long period of time lately. Just shipping goals left, right and centre, something so uncharacteristic of our defence. Like, we pride ourselves on the chant that this season, saying, we shall not be moved. We have been moved a lot recently. We've conceded so many goals that normally we wouldn't have. And I just think that's pressure. I really do. I just think it's pressure. But I understand the criticism. This is why I say, if you think we're too one-dimensional, if you think we've been figured out, I agree. I think we have been figured out somewhat. I do believe we do play it too safe. We don't take enough risks. We are too one-dimensional. But don't turn that into abuse. Don't turn that into slagging off players. Left, right and centre. It's no good. And you're not, in my opinion, you're not a proper fan if you do that. You need to get behind the team when it matters most, and if you don't, and you turn against them, what's the point? But seriously, what is the point in that? So I fully agree with Esteban. You need to be positive in these hard moments, but you can criticise the manager and the team in a fair manner. Critique them, but don't abuse them. Tommy comments that 0-0, 95th minute, so right at the death end of the game. I'm not sure if they knew in the ground that York had scored by that point to beat Altrincham, but he was saying that we were still persisting with the same plan of just recycling the ball around and being, again, too one-dimensional, not showing enough urgency and creativity to at least attempt to win the match. And I agree. I do agree with this. It's happening a bit too much lately for my liking, where, again, just there is no risk that I am seeing. It's, we'll recycle the ball and play the percentages, and we'll wait for the easy opening. Now, it's great when you're winning football matches, you know, and you're up 2-3-0. You know, you're clearly the dominant team, but you're in a title race and it's the business end of the season. Yeah, it's great passing the ball side to side 100 times each possession when it's at the start of the season, midway through the season. Yeah, that's great when there's no real pressure on it. But when it's the business end of the season and 0-0, and you do need to win. You do need to win. We're still in the title race, but you've only made it harder for yourselves. You've got to go for it. You've got to go for the kill. You guys are good enough. You're good enough to beat anybody on your day. And he's right, Tommy, when he says this is tactics installed from Jim McNulty, our manager. That's his brand of football. That's the way he likes to play. And it's great when you're winning, but it's so frustrating when you're not. And I think sometimes, if I could critique Jim, and I say this is fair criticism, and a lot of people will agree with me on this, you need a bit more of a plan B. You can't persist with plan A, or you can't try and just make plan A better. You do need to switch it up a little bit. You can't just try and recycle the football around constantly, because you look out of ideas. And it's too easy to play against, because Hartlepool were just sitting back in that game, allowing us to have the ball. It was like, try and break us down. And we looked so devoid of any attacking quality or ideas that it was just an easy game for Hartlepool. We didn't really do much. And this has been happening a lot lately. It did happen at Sutton. It happened at Sutton, but we found a moment. It happened against Brackley, it happened against Boston. You know, it even happened against Halifax. We were 2-0 up in that game, but Halifax were the better team. We were fortunate to win in that game 2-0. Scunthorpe, when we were 2-0 up, I didn't go to that game, but from what I heard from a lot of people, Scunthorpe was still the better team, and they deserved at least a draw in that game. So, my critique of Jim and his tactics would be, you've got to find a bit more fluidity in your tactical approach. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over, because you'll get found out. You'll get found out. You can only find so many moments. So, yeah, I do agree with Tommy. I think it's fair criticism. As I said, guys, it weren't just Rochdale fans, we have York fans on this channel, which I think goes to show how well, first of all, the channel's growing. So thank you all so much for supporting what I do. It's just a hobby. Who knows what it can turn into, but thank you all very much for engaging in the channel. It means a lot to me, and as I say, it's great that so many of you guys can get involved and talk amongst each other as well with me. So yeah, he basically said he agrees with me that the 2-up 2-down system is effectively bollocks, because it is. There's no two ways about it. This is not because we're second place. Had Rochdale have been 4 points clear or 3 points clear still in the title race, and had we have pipped York to the title before that final day, I would have said the exact same thing. York would have deserved to go up with us had we have outright won this league by now. Whoever finishes first, whoever finishes second, this 2-up and 2-down system needs scrapping. It needs to be 3-up 3-down. I'd be tempted to go 4-up 4-down, because there's a lot of, if I'm being honest, there's a lot of poor quality in League 2 that have been getting away with it, because there's only 2 that go down. You know, you can finish, you can just get away with it all the time in that league. And I believe, guys, the top 7 or 8, going all the way down to probably Halifax, I think all them teams in that top 8 would do just fine in League 2. I do believe that. I think every single one of them teams would be perfectly fine in League 2. And I think that says a lot about how unfair and how unstructured the football pyramid system is between the National League, even to North and South to an extent, but they're on much lower budgets, but especially National League and League 2. I just think there's such an unfair system here. It needs changing. And I also agree that we both should be going up. Hopefully, whoever finishes second, hopefully they go up, whether it's York, whether it's us. We both deserve to be in League 2 next season. And in hindsight, guys, if it was a fair system, York and Rochdale would have been partying for the past 2 months. Seriously, both of us, York and Rochdale, would have been having a blast for the past couple of months, celebrating it. And that final game week of us playing each other, yeah, it wouldn't have meant anything. Like, yeah, someone gets the league title, so there's not really any jeopardy involved. But it just would have been such a cool celebration day where both teams and fans are going mental and going happy. And the scoreline would mean nothing, by the way. Both teams would be having a blast. And I think sometimes it's a shame, because as much as York are on a high, they'll still be feeling quite stressed because they're not over the line yet. And we Rochdale fans are going through it right now. We're super stressed, we're up there. But everyone's put so much into this season, both sets of fans, both clubs. Both teams should be partying, but instead, week by week, we're all stressing. Sort it out, EFL, sort it out, National League. 3 up, 3 down. I'm attempting to go 4 up, 4 down. Well, this is good timing, guys. Luke has just commented about 3 minutes ago, as I'm doing this now. He basically says we need to regroup and just get ready for the playoffs, because we're the best team within that playoff group by a mile and we should comfortably win it. Effectively, that's what he's saying. Yes, if we finish second, we are the best team, but you're missing one key point. We can still win the league. I've said it before. 3 games left, 3 wins, you've won the league. It's that simple. If we do finish second though, in theory, yes, we should be winning it. You know, we're into the semi-finals of the playoffs, I believe, because we finish second, we get the home fixture as well, which gives us home advantage. But it's a one-off game. And as of late, the teams that are actually pretty good in this league have really ran us and really done us in, to be honest. I've said it before, Southend put a number on us, Scunthorpe have put it on us twice, Halifax put it on us both times as well. Carlisle, they're a great team in a playoff match, in potentially a playoff final. I'm not too sure, you know, it'd be very difficult. Forest Green through the back door, Bournemouth, you never know. Me personally as a Rochdale fan, and York fans will agree with this as well, neither one of us want to go into that playoffs, because it's a one-off game and you can get beat by anybody in there. Yeah, that's why 3 wins out of the last 3 games and you won the league, and then we don't have to bother about the playoffs. That's my rhetoric. So yeah guys, that is the end of the video. So to all that commented, thank you very much for getting involved on the channel. Thank you for bringing your opinions forward and voicing them out to this channel and to everyone else that watches. It truly means a lot to me. You guys don't understand. To any of you guys that watch anything I do, whether you watch here or there, if this is the first time watching, if you're actually one of those few that consistently watch my stuff every other week or so, no matter what, you guys don't understand how much that means to me. It's so humbling and also rewarding, the fact that a lot of people actually do enjoy this. If you guys want to see more of this, please hit that like button. Also, any of you new watchers watching this, if you've got an opinion that you want to put in the comments for everyone to see, go for it. And like I say, if this video does well, if you guys like watching this, I'll happily react to more comments and get more of you guys involved. So yeah, that is the end of the video, guys. If you stayed all this way, thank you very much. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, turn on your notifications so you don't miss future videos, perhaps such as this one, you never know. And whilst staying at home, Braintree away and York on the final game of the season for the end of an epic season. Let's see what happens here, guys. As I always say, my advice would be keep backing the team, support them through this difficult phase. 3 games, 3 wins, that's the mission. take care guys, have a good day, have a good evening, and I shall speak and see you all later. Take care.